Welcome to Dollars, Lifestyle, and Charity, a finance podcast for gamers. Romans and I are both money guys, but we're also gamers, so we wanted to put this pod together to help gamers like us with some of their tough money topics that can sometimes feel as hard as a Souls boss.
We're talking budgeting, saving, paying off debt, and how to not fall for all the traps life throws at you.
Grab a health potion and let's start stacking gold IRL. This is DLC, a finance podcast for gamers. Welcome to Dollars, Lifestyle, and Charity. We are back after our temporary hiatus, and we wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Reach Conference.
Woo!
Man, what an absolutely amazing time. I mean, if you've never been in a packed church full of gamers worshiping Jesus, have you ever truly lived? Man, Reach Conference was absolutely amazing.
It wasn't just the fact that we were worshiping. It's just that we were just really real gamers. And
Yeah.
no fake hip. Hey guys, I'm your cool hip pastor. Let's play some of the video games. Let's play that Mario Kart. And they're like, what? Do you even play video games? Yeah, I like Tetris. Like this is like legitimate sweat lords of PvP. The Escape from Tarkov,
My
the
goodness, yeah.
Valorant, the Call of Duty.
The COD tourney was insane. I
Yeah,
only saw a little bit of it, but it was absolutely insane.
yeah. That's where the little bit of boomer comes in with me. I can't play a game where your TTK is less than a second. Like I've blinked longer than I've been alive in that game. But hey, to each their own. If you're one of these COD guys, or I like Battlefield. I'm a slower paced guy, so Battlefield's my jam. Uh, yeah, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's just that. There's the game shows, the performances. I think this year we topped it off with 4 unique musical performances.
Hmm.
And I didn't count the game shows, but I think we essentially did 5 game shows, but one of them took 3 parts to complete. The Price is Nice game show. And then, yeah, all the industry talks. I think this year we did 10 industry talks spread across 3 days, 3 on each day. Some of them were very tiny, like Scruffy's himself. His talk was 15 minutes, which, by the way, we should talk about. Actually, let's just do it now. The person who won uh, that won your thing, I believe won a free ticket to 2026.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he
so
did.
I need to give to him the code because I don't think
Oh,
we
yeah.
did that, right? We never.
No, that was just part of the thing, and I gave him all the rest of the prizes. But
Okay. Well, we'll see if he bought his ticket or not because I don't know where we should save that to make it spicy. So ReachConf 2026 tickets are out for sale.
oh yeah, and they are going fast, man. I checked right before. Had we hit 400 yet?
We are at
I checked right before this, and we were
399.
at 399 right before this.
Yeah, so Reach Conference at the time of this recording was literally would you say that 10 days ago? Roughly 10 days
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
And we're almost sold out. We're 350 something days away from next year. We're over 350 days away and we're almost sold out. So if you are hearing this message, it's not a braggadocious comment, but go to reachconf.org and get your ticket before they're sold out because once they're sold out, that's it. We'll see you in 2027. You'll have to wait 700 days to see what the heck we're talking about. Well, we're going to go through a lot of what happened
Yeah.
at conference on this episode, so you'll hear it more in detail. So by the end of this podcast, if you still don't want to get tickets, hit us in the comments what we're missing because clearly we're missing something. Besides,
Oh yeah.
location. Could be maybe you're listening to this and you're like in the middle of nowhere where airplanes are expensive. So, or maybe money is tight
Yeah.
due to a season of life. Makes sense. But if you can afford it and you still don't want to go, please message in the comments what we're missing. As long as it's
Hmm.
somewhat tangentially related to gaming, you're like, well, there's any live animals. This isn't a zoo, guys. It's a gaming conference run by Christians, but it's a legitimate gaming conference. So,
Yeah. Absolutely. And so I've had the pleasure to be able to go to both of the Reach conferences that have been up here up till this point. So I've really enjoyed them both. but I gotta say, like, just as a pure attendee, yes, I have some stuff behind the scenes that I was helping with, but like, as a pure attendee, the jump that you guys took from year one to year two was absolutely astronomical. Like the level of like, also, you guys, the tickets are dirt cheap. It's like $150, and you are getting probably $400, $500 worth of value for what you're paying for this conference, a 3-day conference. The amount of wisdom you're getting from people in the industry, from your peers, just the fun you're going to have spending time with the community. It's, oh my goodness, it was so much fun. And I cannot wait to see the theme did drop, hasn't it? I haven't seen it yet because the
Wait.
theme for this
Oh,
next year
oh, did
drops
they
today,
did
right?
oh
Doesn't it?
no. Yeah,
I
you're
don't
you're
know. I
right. That goes to show you how much I do on the socials. Let's I think we
oh
delayed it.
shoot.
I
I
could be wrong. Let's take a look. Let's check in the
is
thingies.
Aki mentioned that was being dropped today, and I haven't been on Instagram at all today because I've been working because I'm in the middle of busy season with RMDs. But I remember he said that, and I was just like, oh wait a second, the theme dropping?
Is it? Is it? I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. Uh RMDs. What the heck's an RMD, by the way?
Required minimum distribution. So essentially, once you get to a certain age, the IRS and government requires you to take money out of investment accounts every single year. And if you don't do that before the end of the year, half of the money you are supposed to take out gets taxed. So, like, if you were supposed to take out $4,000 from your investment accounts, and you do it after December 31st, the government gets $2,000 of that.
Yeah, whoopsies. Yeah, RMD your socks
So,
off, folks. Okay, so yeah, so today we just released the theme. You're right, but we got something really cool that we made. It's oh, I wonder if we should play it because if you think about it, this won't air until it's too late. Oh my gosh, we
yeah,
could
this
do it.
will air on next Wednesday.
Oh, we
Oh,
did.
I'm so
Oh
excited. I
yeah,
get a sneak
we
peek.
can do it right now. We're doing it right now. Hold on, let me just get it.
Oh, guys.
This is so cool.
If
Yeah.
so, first off, if you haven't been to Reach Conference and you don't know the level that Romans does stuff, it is absolutely amazing. Like Romans, he always says a surprise wrapped inside of another surprise, and it keeps you on your toes. It's so much fun. I legitimately am very excited to see this because everything that he does with Reach, he does top tier.
So there it is.
Nice.
That's our slogan for next year: community and code collide. And so we're working on some other things, but that's to reveal. That's so our slogan last year was "Together We're Better." The slogan this year, yeah, hey, there's a shirt. There's a shirt. Yeah, so the idea this year is community and code collide, and that's because, and this is another announcement no one will know, but it's fine, is that we are partnering with CGDC, the Christian game developer community, right? Like, and so they are the code part. So Reach is the community part. They also are their own
Hmm.
community as well, but they're the code part, right? Because it's the game developer community. And so we're going to smush us together. We're going to combine what their annual conference is with our conference. So, they have 23-year history. They're like, I don't know, some large size. They should roughly be somewhere between 100 to 250 people alone. And so
Oh
we're going to
wow.
combine our size of 400, which is kind of where we are already. Plus they're on the high side 250. So we'll be at 650. So basically the conference is done. Like, so if you want to get in, there's probably only 100 spots at most for folks who are not part of Reach. If you're not a part of Reach yet, although you're listening to this, you probably are. And if you don't know the Christian game developer community, you don't know those guys. All that's left is 100 people because the venue will break at 750 people. Like this past year, the attendance level, I'm not sure if I'm skipping ahead, was around 430 people. So this year at 750, that's almost double. So I'm a little bit, definitely a little bit apprehensive on this whole endeavor. But yeah, so I really don't see us having any more space. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you want in, get your tickets because once we hit that 650 limit, I really want to close the doors, reassess, make sure the venue can handle more. And then if it can, maybe we open it up for an additional 100. But then that's it. I can't see myself going more than 750 super duper. And there's that saying, just because you can doesn't mean you should. The venue itself, the fire marshal rule is like some number around 1,300 or something. But part of your comment earlier that whatever Romans does, whatever we do, is top quality. Part of that is just controlling quantity, right? Like that's what makes it seem special and nice when we're not all sardines in a can and can breathe, and then we can have intentionality. It's easier to make a few people happy than a whole bunch of people happy. So anyways,
Yeah.
there you go. That's the secret thing. So you're
Community
now
and code.
you're now a knower. Yeah, we're gonna call it three. There's ways we're gonna. How it's RC3, and there's three C's in the slogan. So we're still messing with that, like RC3, C3. How does that all make sense? We'll let it cook in our brains.
I like RC3. That definitely it's a little catchy to me, but
Yeah. Versus RC26, like it's such a mouthful. Like,
yeah.
RC. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. So like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about this past ReachConf, which was amazing. And as you guys probably know, most of our audience is at least somewhat tangentially involved with Reach. Romans is one of the founders of ReachConf and is the guy who behind it, who had this vision. So before we get started, like what happened, I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about what the purpose of Reach Conference is and what got you to start doing this.
Yeah, so Reach Conference, at the end of the day, is I see a bunch of, at the most basic level, or where did it all start, is Reach Conference is just my heart for content creators, streamers, influencers, YouTubers, all these folks that are just essentially just slaving away at their craft without any support system at all, outside of the ones that they build around themselves, which everyone should, if you're leading any type of movement, whether it's 10 people or 1,000 people, you definitely have to build some type of community in itself. And so I saw a lot of these creators. It's just very isolating. It's just an isolative, egotistical type industry where if you really think about it, I want to get thousands of people to care what I have to say about any given topic. Like there's a certain level of ego involved to think anyone should care what you have to say, right? Like I don't just even myself, like it's just even doing this podcast, it's something I've always wanted to do, but a part of me is like, why would anyone care? Why would anyone care what we have to say? And so you got to find that angle where they should care, where there's some level of expertise and it's not just screaming into the void. But I see these hundreds and thousands of content creators that I just wanted to help them, show them that people do care, find like a rally point, like a point in time where they really can see it explicitly, that they are not alone and that there is an entire community out there that wants to support and be a part of this. And so that's what Reach Conference is. So that's the minimum selling point or the minimum viable product, the MVP. What is the smallest thing, the core element of Reach? And then what you want to do around that is build. Okay, so now we want to build this giant thing around it. And really what this giant thing around it is, at the end of the day, it's video games. At the core of Reach Conference, no matter where it goes, it's doing anime cosplay, but video games is its core. And so Reach Conference should be essentially the Chick-fil-A of gaming, where authentic expression, real love for the industry happens, but just
Mhm.
know somewhere along the lens there's that explicit Christian lens upon it. So we're not here to do a Christian only thing. Anyone who loves gaming should come to this. Just know that there are rules and like guardrails to make sure the event is run at some type of ethical standards that we choose. And so the ethical standards we choose is the Christian lens. So we want to make the event God honoring through it all,
Yeah.
but still really celebrate gaming. Let gaming is fun. Golfing is fun, but I just like 2 holes of golfing. I don't need to play 18 holes, or more than that, or 9. I'm good after 2 or 3. I'm like, well, let's go do something else. But when it comes to gaming, like if I wasn't running all the things I was running, if my kids were like full grown adults, if my wife was like chilling, video gaming is where you'll find me. If I don't have to serve, if this is like recovery time, it's gaming time. And what better place to tell people about Jesus than while you're doing that? So it all just makes sense for
Yeah.
Reach Conference to be that place. So Reach Conference would be about gaming, authentically showing it, content creation, help folks maximize their social impact because uh, culture happens through streaming. It also happens
Hmm.
through YouTubing and VODing, but that's more of a transactional, consumeristic experience. Streaming is definitely more bi-directional. You're giving and taking. It's just real community happens so quickly, even on a smaller side. It can happen in
Yeah.
a much richer context. And then we just want to take in any tangential culture around it: anime, cosplay, music, movies. And this year, the creation of video games. Reach Conference is definitely where games are played, but Endgame, thanks to CGDC and others who will eventually join this greater movement, CGDC for the past 23 years are where games are made. I
Hmm.
want Reach Conference to really represent the entire ecosystem where games are made, but where also games are played. But you got to start somewhere. So we're starting where games are played, and CGDC and just the gaming dev community is just one step in the other direction of where games are made, and bring it all together, all under the same house once a year, and at the highest level we possibly can do it, uh, where we make every dollar feel like 10. So people say, why are the tickets so cheap? Because we make sure you get 10 times the value of whatever you pay. So if you're paying $150, I want to make sure you're getting $1,500 of value, or as close to it. Most conferences are around 300 to 450 a day. So we're going to deliver as close to that as possible. We probably won't be giving a $1,500 per day experience. Although actually that doesn't make sense. It's not what we're doing anyways because it's $50 a day. It's $500. So we're right on track. We're gonna give you a $500 per day experience for your $150.
There you go.
There you go.
That's if I wasn't already sold. I mean, we're gonna talk about it too, but man, what an experience. Uh, so wanted to go through some of the different top moments for each of us. I know for me, probably my all-time favorite moment was day two, the night where we had the Reach Conference Worship Band, which was made up of a bunch of different streamers, content creators, all coming together to play some worship music and just worship with everyone at the conference. And my goodness, I had such a great time. Definitely, I it's funny looking back, looking at the pictures of myself during the like worship, I completely forgot I was in an Obi-Wan Kenobi cosplay until see a picture of me just in the front with my hands up with Jedi robes. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that is what was happening."
Yeah. Now you know what the Force is really. Where does the Force come from? How did Princess Leia or Queen Leia survive the void of space?
That's not how the Force works. Oh, but oh my goodness, it was so much fun. Dude, Aki has an amazing voice. I never knew this. Like, actually has a pretty amazing voice. Um, which was it was so much fun. I really really enjoyed it. I think the best part about it being on day two though was we had that day to really connect because a lot of this. I didn't know a ton of people the first year I went to Reach. This year, I knew a ton of people, but a lot of them I had never actually met in person. So we had that first day to do a bunch of fun stuff, to connect, and then the next day, when just getting to spend that time with everyone that I really, I've had this, online relationship with, but never really spent time with them in person. And my goodness, that was really special. I That was definitely the highlight for me of Reach Conference. I enjoyed that so much.
Yeah, we carefully curate day two to feel like it's supposed to be that day two evening is the one moment throughout the whole conference. Obviously, there'll be many moments that just naturally, organically go there, or maybe a speaker feels led to go there, but that's not really the main ask. But day two evening, that's the one ask. We're like, guys, this is a gaming conference, but this is a one time. We're definitely Christians. Like I don't. We're not hiding it, but that's not really the main purpose of the rest of the conference. But right now, right
Yeah.
here, the Lord is out there. The Lord is with us. The Lord is present. So get lost in the sauce of worship and just enjoy it. It's a special time, and it shouldn't feel. I would hope throughout whatever we do, things get bigger, it can happen, but I hope it doesn't. It's not performative. That the
Yeah.
folks down that stage are
Yeah.
just literally just worshiping God. It just happens to be they're really good at what they do, and so it feels really high end. But hopefully we're just crying out to the Lord as a sign of thanks, just gratefulness. Maybe you are searching healing. Maybe you're in a time of pain and looking for God to release that. Maybe those harder moments are coming, but uh, hopefully it is a time of just gladness. Like look at us together, brothers and sisters together, and just worshiping God together. It's definitely supposed to be the special. It's supposed to be the anchor. That's why it's in the middle, right? It
Yeah.
anchors the whole conference, uh, and then yeah, finish strong from there. And the band is supposed to be a bunch of content creators. Special shout out to Wes, who's not necessarily a
Oh my
content
goodness.
creator,
Yeah.
but we really needed an extra guitar player. And would God know it, the same day we lost our previous guitar player, I just happened, he had a call with me. And so I just mentioned to him, yeah, I just need a guitar player. And would you know it, he's actually the lead guitarist of his church. He runs his worship team wherever he's at.
Wow.
Somewhere in Orlando, I should really know what church he belongs to. But he's the worship leader there, and he can play every guitar. So he's like, my name is Wes Gibson Leader, right? I'm like, what's a Gibson? He's like, that's a guitar. I'm like,
Oh no. Oh,
I'm
I have
like,
a Gibson and I love it. It's
yeah,
great.
no, your last name isn't Gibson. I don't know. So
No, it's not.
yeah, no, it was so funny. It's such a funny God moment. It's like I was really like, oh my God, where am I gonna find a guitar player? Like we're weeks out, less than a month
Mhm.
out for sure, and I'm over here scrambling. Yeah, so he clutched it up, and I think he was bass, and I think from my understanding, bass people are kind of them and drums kind of set the. I don't know anything about music, guys. I speak out of ignorance here, but I think they're critical to helping the band find what direction, I guess. Anyone
Yeah.
who listens to this on
And
music, you can make fun of me, but or knows
no,
music.
you're pretty spot on.
Mm,
So with that, at least.
okay.
But yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I think going back to what you were saying earlier, it just boils down to like the authenticity of like this is just who we are, and that rubs off on people too. It's like we're not trying to be different than who we are. This is just a part of what it's like being a Christian gamer. Like this is something we love games, but we also love the Lord.
Mm,
And yeah, it was a really special time.
good, good.
So
Amen.
yeah, that was definitely the highlight for me. I really enjoyed that. Another one of the highlights was all the different industry talks and stats, not just because I was one of them, but also it was also just really good. So
Oh, yeah, I got a
I
surprise for you. Just sorry to interject.
what?
This is a surprise you don't know. And I don't even know if we even talked about it, but it's happening live on air. All the eight stats people are going to change. They're not repeating next year. They're none of them.
Oh,
None
I
of them are
did
coming
not know
back.
that.
Yeah, except for two. The gold stat guy
Okay, I know. Got it.
and HP stats. So, assuming you're
Okay.
available Yeah, I want you back, but the other six, and the HP, the guy, the healthy guys. The HP stat is the guys who
Yeah.
health and wellness, the workout guys and girls.
Chiefs and
Yeah,
strategy.
G
Yeah.
Stratty, and there might be new folks. So, those two essentially will run it, and the other six will all either be changed completely or be moved around. That's because
Oh
you're the
wow.
only one other than myself that's actually qualified to teach about money. So, and it's not gonna be me, baby. I got stuff to do. You do it. I gotta go make sure the orange juice is filled or whatever. I gotta do something behind the scenes. And we'll give you more than 15 minutes next time, so we can ponder that. We have a whole 350 days to figure out what you're gonna do.
Got plenty of time. I've
But
already got ideas, but
yeah,
we've
but
got plenty of
well,
time.
the whole point is for the stats to teach from their lens, from their level of
Yeah.
expertise, and to offer it up to the body. Because if the body can train the body, we can really reach the top of this
Hmm.
ecosystem, and millions of souls will be impacted. Grateful for the tens and thousands we impact every day, but for God, we should probably work hard and execute well, as high as we can.
Yeah.
So if we believe we can impact millions, we should probably try to do so. And that's what we're gonna. That's what all of this is. So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone with the that did the stat chats were really really great, and I think it was especially cool to hear from not just like someone who's in the industry, but like someone whose stream you actually watch as they're talking about these topics, and it was really really helpful. And shout out to Jate, man. He tied all the stats together on the last day and really just gave a incredible wrap up of everything and what it means to actually work as a content creator for the Lord and just what it looks like. And man, he did an amazing job. I know he was battling sickness too, but man, what a guy. Jay, you absolutely killed it. It was fantastic.
I didn't know he was sick. So good job. I didn't notice. He muscled through it,
Yeah,
and he stayed on
yeah.
time for a guy whose job is to talk for hours on end. He
Hmm.
did a pretty good job. He
He
stayed
did a
on
great
time.
job.
Uh,
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then also some of the industry people that came in and talked absolutely killed it. I missed the first two because I was busy running a D&D campaign. So I wasn't able to make the first two industry talks, but the two I did see were absolutely fantastic. Catherine Lindstone and Caitlin Glass absolutely killed it. And I've heard really great things about Brian and Chris on the first day. So maybe you can talk a little bit about that because I wasn't there.
Yeah, yeah. So Brian Melanius runs things in Chick-fil-A around PR department. Is what's say AR, PR department. So and he's open. I think he's always there when a new Chick-fil-A store opens. But he gave a very sobering talk. He's dealing with actually a grave loss in the family. Brian's a
Mm.
good friend, so it's kind of hard for me to talk about it just on air or just in the podcast. But basically, he's lost one of his children, basically, and he was just talking through how God
Mm.
uh, is there in that moment, and just how God serves uh, to bring resolution, and how he finds strength to keep executing well. And then he talked into real industry tips and tricks. So I wasn't expecting that. I knew what he was going through, but I actually asked him there. Our main ask is for folks in industry who are excelling at the highest level but are not shy about their faith. And obviously at Chick-fil-A it's pretty easy to be a Christian there. So I was just
Yeah.
hoping he would impart that wisdom, but man, he went all the way and talked about his current struggles and what he's going through and how God anchors him through it. And
Wow.
it was really it was a a master class in how to be a mature Christian, even in
Mm.
the darkest depths that we go through, because sin has entered the world and just ruins all the fun. Sin is the fun governor of this world. If you're
Yeah.
having fun, especially in a way that honors God, sin and Satan are there to see how to mess it up. They are just the fun police of holy things. So yeah, very 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 glad Brian showed up and went all in for us, for everyone to witness. And then for Chris, of TikTok, his went dark. We didn't record it just because think there's certain folks get a little squirrely, but he just gave just a real faith walk, faith journey, and what it's like to be a Christian in a space that usually welcomes it, but then there's times where you know, not so welcome.
Less
So,
so.
yeah. On the kind side, and then you could, Catherine Lidstone came back. She's a returning player. She spoke last year and she spoke again this year. Chosen is just really hot, so she's
Hmm.
really good at what she does, but she also happens to be on one of the hottest TV shows that represent the faith. So we just asked her to return. She's so kind, she did. And then Caitlin Glass, obviously, or not obviously, I didn't actually know how that was going to play out. And I had only spoken to her one time. Can you imagine speaking to someone just once? And it was a very good conversation, but it was 90 days out from the conference. And then that's it. No real guidance or anything since then. And she just showed up, just walked on that stage, did her thing. Man, she can answer some questions.
Yeah.
The one thing about Caitlin Glass that surprised me is she's so eloquent, intelligent, well thought in what she's saying, and it's not, not skirting around the bush. It was direct, and
Hmm.
uh, if she was gonna, I don't like politics, but if I had her ability, I would consider politics. If you enjoy, I don't enjoy any politics, but as I saw her
Yeah.
up there, I'm like, man, I would vote for this lady. I don't know what she's running for, but you got my vote. It was just so, I don't know, just the eloquence, so good. Well, she's a voice
Yeah.
director. I would hope she'd know how to use words. So, yeah,
One would think. One would think.
yeah,
But yeah, it was absolutely fantastic, and a real value add just to be able to hear these people that are on the tip top of the industry to be able to talk about what it's like to actually do work in excellence, which I think is something that's really important for people to learn. Is it's not just we're working, it's we're actually working and bringing excellence into what we're doing beyond just like doing it for the sake of doing it, but doing it well. And I think that's really important. And I definitely got a lot out of the talks that I had heard. And it was really, really fantastic.
yay, yeah. I don't, and so we're
So,
working on next year, and so we'll let God do His thing. We got the feelers out there, and you'll hear it here first on one of these, because now that I know we can do this kinds of talks before it goes live. We're not live, so we can talk about things.
yeah, I get the sneak peek. I'll take it. I'll take
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it was great. And I like you had mentioned before when you're talking about just the reason behind Reach, the another one of the big highlights was just the community and spending time with other people. It was so much fun. So for me, like I've a lot of the people that I know online just happen to be VTubers. So that was really, really fun for me getting to spend time with all these VTubers that I've only really ever seen their avatar, which is really funny. One of my favorite moments. There's a guy out there, Uber Marshall. He has one of the most distinct voices you will ever hear. It's like imagine a distinguished soldier from the Warhammer army, and that is Marshall. And I was talking with a couple people, and then I just hear his voice from behind me, and I was like, I know exactly who that is. Never seen him before, but I'm like, I recognize that voice anywhere. It was hilarious. It was awesome. But it was really so cool to be able to spend time with these people and just talk about like, hey, we've talked on Discord, we've talked in streams and chat before, but like we've never really really talked, and that was so much fun. I got to hang out with one of my best friends who's a streamer, Riff and Jackal, which was a lot of fun. Really enjoying spending time with them. Got to meet some new people who I'd never actually met before. Gave them some follows on Twitch, and now we'll hop in their streams from time to time when I have some time. So it was really, really fun getting to spend time with people. I know you probably got a little bit of that, but you were running all over the place. Were you able to like connect with some people a little bit?
It was definitely passing. There's a lot that's happening behind the scenes to make sure everyone's on point, make sure all the little markers are set, prizes are in the right place. Definitely not. I think the first year I got to do that more, but this year, because of programming was so tight this year, we literally had 5 minute gaps at some times just to get it all in there. Because the other side
Yeah.
to me is, one of the early inputs, and it always happens every year. You get in the feedback form, you get comments like, "I wish there was less to do. I wish the schedule was not as packed." But I'll tell you, when the schedule isn't packed, no one buys a ticket, and so it's a little bit of like, I hear you, but the problem is you guys don't buy unless I jam that schedule full of stuff. So what's interesting this year is, since we've already sold 400 of the original goal of 500, now a stretch goal of 600. I could do that, but a part of me is really second guessing that those feedback. Sometimes people say that, but you know what the answer to it is? If you think there's too much to do, don't do it. Just don't. Like, go. One of the comments, I just want to hang out with my friends. It's kind of crazy. We created a lot of space in the conference for you to do that. Like,
Yeah.
there's a fourth building, and I think maybe we as planners of the conference need to do a better job of communicating that, hey, if you want to skip a session, here's where you can go to do that. Because there is literally 4 rooms in the GC building that are literally
Hmm.
like first come first serve. We probably could have done a better job of saying, hey, you can go here if for whatever reason you want to high five each other, just hang out with your crew.
Yeah.
Oopsies. But I can't help but be. I love a packed schedule. I think it like anyway. So we will reconsider how to create more space. But there's just a lot of, again, I want to give people 10 times their value. It was funny if this was a money making scheme. I should do that. We just sold 400 tickets. You know what I should do? 3 speakers each of the nights and call it a day. I'll just have the band, one speaker on each day. I'll have a band perform on day 2, and that'll be the whole conference. We'll take away all the game shows, yeah, everything, all the tournaments. I'm just kidding, but yeah. So come enjoy the conferences on your terms. But I'm sorry, but we're gonna FOMO the heck out of this thing. Like, there's gonna
Yeah.
be so much FOMO. You're gonna fear, even if you're on site, of missing out. Yeah. So there's so much great talent to that attend this conference.
Oh my
Why
goodness. Yeah.
if I asked 30, imagine you're great at doing A. I don't need you to do A for 8 hours, but I could ask you to do it for 30 minutes, and I don't think you'll mind. And that's kind of the angle I take it when there's certain folks that show up. Like, I only need 30 minutes to an hour of your time, and you're really good at A. Do you mind
Hmm.
showcasing it for others to learn and taste it and maybe be inspired to do it themselves? So, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. I think, like you said, I think having too much to do is a good problem to have because it means that there's stuff people want to do to hang out. I know next year I'm definitely showing up a couple days early to hang out with people before the conference, though. For sure.
You showed up day
For
one?
sure. So I showed up the day before,
Okay.
because I had some friends that were flying in and we were hanging out, but I didn't get to hang out with a ton of people day 0. But I I definitely want to hang out more. So I think it was. I had a
Interesting.
lot of fun. There literally no complaints. I had so much fun. But yeah, definitely going to be showing up a little bit early next year, earlier. So
Yeah.
it was great. And yeah, so let's get into some of the gaming. So one of the buildings at the conference was set up. Shout out to Seven Admirals. My goodness, they did an amazing job setting up all these switches, PCs. They had lights, the smoke. You were literally in a tournament environment. It was so cool. I did not get to participate in any of the tournaments. I got to watch some of them. Shout out to my friend Spooter, who won the Mario Kart tournament with an
Mm.
insane shortcut on the last map. It was totally crazy. But the tournaments were super fun. They had switches set up so you could do some like couch play with Overcooked, Mario Kart. That was really fun. I enjoyed it. There was a LAN center set up with PCs as well. I didn't really do that because I wanted to more spend time with people because I have a PC right here. So I can do that pretty much whenever I want. So, well, as long as I'm not working. But it was a lot of fun. The game shows were so cool. Aki did a fantastic job with The Price is Nice. There were some epic moments when someone spun the wheel and actually got 100 on the wheel. That was legendary. The whole room erupted. It was insane. So much fun. Shout out to P Tony for Game of Favorites. That was fantastic. I love seeing that live. I'm very much a Game of Favorites fan, so being able to see it live was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that. Um, and then D&D, that was also really fun. First day, there was a massive one-shot campaign with, I think we ended up having 60 people, and we had to turn away, I think, 15 or 20 people because we just didn't have the space for them. But we had this massive campaign, so much fun. Got to play with a lot of my good friends and tell a pretty hilarious story, and it was absolutely epic. Can't wait for next year. What's going to happen there? It was truly fantastic.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if we can scale the D&D because you guys look like a lot of people. I was curious, how was the noise in that room? Was it too loud? Were you guys able to hear each other? How was that with the 10 tables?
It was a little bit loud, but overall, the only like downside with the noise is I wanted to play some ambient music, but it was too loud for me to do that. But I
Okay.
was able to hear everyone at the table fine.
Okay. Yeah, I was worried because I not worried, but I'm like concerned. How do we double that? How could finding DMs is sure one difficult part, but the other side is how do you have that many bodies? Like I could see the whole building full of tables, right? Like it could be
Yeah.
nuts. Um, I guess we could talk offline about that, but I was very curious how to scale it because I was sad. I was sad you guys had to turn away. I heard it was 20 to 25 people got turned away, and I just feel bad, right? Because imagine they show up to the con. Oh yeah, there's a D&D thing. Can't wait to show you guys my OC and just do the things. And you're sorry, there's no space, and that was almost 50% of people who could like. If there's 60 and 25, that's almost half. Anyways, it's interesting. I don't know how to get more DMs in there, but it'd be nice because I think Kyle, the one who's supposed to lead that
Hmm.
part of the conference, he's thinking about 120 people participating, and I'm just like, my brain just cannot fathom. I'm like, where you guys are willing to play outside, like under a
I
tent?
mean,
Is that a
shoot,
thing?
yeah, yeah, that could be a thing. That could actually be a lot of fun. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's the fun part of it is like it's you're just telling a story together, which is it's video games. That's why people love video games is you get to it's interactive storytelling. You get to be the hero of a story. You get to experience a story you yourself. That's why like D&D and tabletop games are fun is you just get to tell a story with your friends. And
Mm.
it's the type of thing once people like experience it, they're like, "Oh, so this is why everyone loves this because it's a ton of fun." So, yeah, I enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun. My table was absolute chaos. Was amazing. I was on my toes constantly, and we had a really, really great time.
Oh, it's
And
so good.
the shout out to my table because I literally planned this thing for them to lose and they just rolled so well at the end. They didn't lose. They beat me. They had like half a turn to get this quill to steal it from Pastor Todd. If you weren't there, the whole thing that we were doing is around this world that Kyle has built about that's basically just built on church stereotypes. And it was hilarious. It was really fun to play in this world. But what party had to do is they had to steal this quill from the pastor's designer suit jacket. And in order to do so, they had to like actually find him. And at the end of the session, they were going to try to steal it from him. And I was going to have it like if once they get to his turn, the game's over. He's just gonna escape. You lose. And shout out to Father Evan, who was playing the dumbest of dumb barbarians. Was the hilarious. Tackled the pastor, held him down as they were just able to grab it off of him super easy. It was hilarious, wonderful moment, so much fun. Uh, but yeah, we had a great time. We had a really, really great time.
That's great. Well, yeah, good luck beating that next year. I don't. So this is one of those moments of trust. People say, "Man, Romans, you're so smart. How did you do D&D?" I'm like, guys, I don't know anything about D&D. I got people like Scruffy and Kyle who know D&D, and they make sure we talk about it high level, what we're trying to execute, and they just execute well. So you could give me the credit, or you could give it to the guys who actually know how that stuff works. I literally die in every campaign because it's like golfing for me. I'm good for a couple holes, but by 30 minutes, 45 minutes in, I'm ready to do something great. Usually, I die. Usually doing it.
You are the Leroy Jenkins. I got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My attention span's like, okay, squirrel, squirrel. Let's go do something else. Like, no, we have to fit on the mass. The DM spent all weekend on this thing. You're not gonna see where it ends. No, I'm ready to die. Let's go. Anyways, good
Every once in a
times.
while, you need that at your table. It's fun, but
Yeah.
not all the time.
No, yeah, yeah, right. Derails the whole thing.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. There was so much to do at all times. It was a really great time, and as you could hear, both Romans was doing a ton behind the scenes, and he still had fun, and I got to experience a lot of this. I had a ton of fun. So, like Roman said at the top, if there's something that you're like, that doesn't sound like fun, please tell us because I had an amazing time. And I think if you are at all interested in the gaming world, in involve meeting other, people in that same community with similar love for gaming and Jesus, you absolutely should come. It is truly unlike any conference you're ever going to go to because of just this amazing intersection we have in this community that has been built at Reach. Shoot, just like if you're interested, join the Discord server, see what it's like. As you know, we're just hanging out, having fun. Discord server is very active. It takes everything for me to keep up on all the messages going on, and I still don't um, because I have a job. But it's so much fun to be a part of this community. The conference is just like the cherry on top of what has been built, and it can't wait to see what it happens next year. So buy your tickets now, ReachConf.org, and be there in 2026. Because if you don't get your tickets soon, you might not have a chance to.
yep, absolutely. Um, so proud of all the folks that helped make Reach Conference a thing. It's one of the benefits of being the founder of it. Everyone gives you all the credit, but I got to tell you, Adam Seven Admirals, I love that he runs that building so well. Next year, we're gonna let him run with an iron fist. I think we let other folks run parts of it, and those guys fumbled the ball pretty hard. And so next year, Adam Seven will run all things in the gaming building. Every single tournament will run through him versus other folks who, again, I know Seven. There's always a risk when you give the baton to other folks, but
Hmm.
Adam Curtis, Seven Admirals really knows how to run video game buildings well. So he just and we have we run parallel itineraries or schedules, and so we know to ping pong the ball back and forth. Like when things are happening in his building, I'll make sure we throw stuff from the other buildings into his, and he does the opposite in the evening, especially as the night goes on. But kudos to him running that building, and then obviously all of you D&D tabletop TCG guys were having a really good time in your building. That Tranquility Room was run really well. That was an experiment by the
Yeah.
Taco group this year. We just wanted to run a room where nothing was happening by design. It was almost like a D. What is it when those people who like lay in water in those egg-shelled cocoons and they sit in there zero? You know what I'm talking about? Like it's
Yeah.
the
Like,
depravit
oh,
the
what's it called?
the
Uh,
sound deprivation
yeah.
chambers. We wanted
Mhm.
Tranquility Zone not to be sound deprivation because it takes a lot of money to actually delete all sounds, but to create that quiet zone where it's just I don't know, reset yourself. And that was really received
Yeah.
well. I'm a very go 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 kind of guy, so I don't really use those types of rooms.
Same.
But man, from what I heard, it was a smash home run. And then obviously the worship center, the main stage area, the WC building, the one that I'm mostly making sure is on schedule and all that. From Chris Pablo, the set builder, he built the sets with minimal, literally minimal
Yeah,
supervision on my end.
was amazing.
The fact that he did basically 8 or 9 different sets, uh, him and his team. So kudos to him doing that so well,
Yeah,
and all the different game show hosts from Patoni to Aki to Papa Tsunami with the painting show,
yeah.
and all the different performers just doing their job to perform. I don't know anything about sound or anything like that, so if you got a sound issue, guys, you guys got to figure it out. I don't know, just plug it in, turn it off, turn it on. So just all the sound guys, Frank, Mateto, video guys, Pistola, and other folks that I shouldn't be naming, but I'm not because brain is small and I'm forgetting people's names. Just the orchestra that came out from Miami, they drove
Oh my
up
goodness. I'd really forget to talk about that.
30
My
plus
goodness.
30 plus musicians from Miami. They've won 2 Emmys performing this. They came up, performed a very custom song list. Another surprise for you, Scruffy. Outside of scheduling issues, they're coming back.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, they're
That
coming back,
that's
and
awesome.
no repeats. We're gonna work on a new set list that is more on theme for this coming year, because last year's theme was anime, so that's why we had what we had. But I love anime,
More
just so you know.
Helldivers, please.
You can see behind me, you can see one anime character, and you can see Ryu from Street Fighter, who's essentially another anime character if you want.
Yeah.
So anime. Did you say more Helldivers?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Oh man, when that beat dropped,
That was
da
so
da da
epic.
da, I was like,
Oh
oh.
my gosh. I'm like, I am there. I will charge the gates of hell for Super Earth.
Oh, bugs, you shall all die for democracy, you bugs. So good. Oh man, that was so good. Okay, so I say no repeats, but maybe that. Oh, it's so good live. Live music is something.
Yeah,
There's
it's
something.
something else.
There's something about live music. Oh God, that orchestra, they delivered. Worth it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it was so good. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Reach Conference. I don't know. Praise God. Praise God. There was that discontent in my heart for that space. There's just this discontent for just seeing all these content creators just going it alone, just fighting the good fight. I just wanted to just bring everyone together in the same house and just high five everyone, saying good job. Get a taste of that God's comment of good and faithful servant. You've done well. I just want to give that earthly version of that to all the folks in the content creation space and all the gamers who are the light. It can be a very dark place. Gaming has a lot of darkness. So glad
Yeah.
to partner with our fellow light, uniting the light, being the good in gaming. Um, what a time.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
And it's only going to get better, man. I'm like I said, year 1 to year 2, it was a big jump. I cannot wait to see what's in store for year 3. And if you want to hear more about it, keep listening to the podcast because we have the inside scoop now that Romans knows he can spoil it here before anything actually goes live because we'll be a little bit delayed.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think, yeah, hopefully we'll get this out within a week, but it'll probably be 2 weeks. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
If we're always 2 weeks out, for sure, everything will break. Scruffy will know everything 2 weeks before the world every time.
Thank you. Thank
He
you.
only
I'm
does this.
very happy.
That's the only reason he does a podcast now. Is just for all the leaks.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for listening. I really hope that you can make it next year because it truly is a special experience. Just the community that's been built, it's something really special that I hope each and every one of you can experience. So, if you have questions, something you'd like to see at a conference like this, drop them in the comments. If you have questions about the conference, I'll be watching out for comments on that and can answer however um, I can as long as I know. I'll try to answer those, but it's been great. Um, yeah, so I really enjoyed it. It's good to get back in the format of podcasting. Definitely shaking off a little bit of the rust after having to take a couple weeks off with everything leading up to Reach, but it's good to be back.
All right, guys. Now you've been listening to
Dollars, Lifestyle, and Charity, a finance podcast for gamers. We'll talk to you next time.
I'm not doing
Bye.
that outro. All right, bye guys.